There's a lot of uncertainty regarding Xavi Hernandez's future as Barcelona manager, and understandably so. Reports have come out that the players are saying that they don't understand what Xavi expects from them, and also they are very confused of what he wants to do on the pitch, and understandably so. But in this video, I'm going to look at three things that can instantly improve Barcelona's play on the pitch rapidly. Three things. But before we do get into all of that, please do subscribe to the channel. We upload Barcelona content weekly. But let's get right to it. And the first thing I think is Xavi needs to bring back the width. If you look at our average positioning against Real Madrid, everybody was central. We didn't have any width in this game. And I don't like it when Balde plays and has to go forward. I think we should replace him, right? Or just use his defensive ability. I don't get it why Xavi would want to play narrow against a team who is already playing narrow. Wouldn't you want to stretch these guys? So we have to bring back the width, right? And these guys have to be extremely wide, right? And before you talk about, oh, Barcelona don't have wingers to do this, you don't need to be a winger to stay wide. I think it has more to do about the fact that Xavi is giving these guys leeway to do what they want and invert as they want. If I was the manager, I would tell these guys, you stay wide. And it's not necessarily that you have to be good in one-on-one situation. You can play a 1-2 and then you run in behind, right? You can even if you don't want to play a 1-2, you can simply just run in behind. You don't have to be necessarily good as a winger in order to be able to get to the byline, right? That is what overlapping means. You can even use the fullback, right? But now, because we are so centrally and we don't have width, we are not able to stretch teams anymore, right? And width does not necessarily has to do with the wingers being wide. These guys can also provide some width. So that means if a team like Real Madrid wants to press the shape effectively, they would ultimately have to be opening up themselves as well in order to press as effective, right? And that is going to open up a lot of spaces for us to take advantage of. And if they press, ultimately, you're going to have to work hard to press effectively. And this is how you psychologically break teams down. Don't you guys watch Manchester City? Because these guys are excellent at what they do. And width is the first thing what a team needs, like Barcelona, if you want to play the tiki-taka way. Like I said, you don't have to be necessarily good in one-on-one situations. You can run in behind. You can even play a 1-2 and then you run in behind. You receive the ball. And secondly, you can stretch these guys, right? So that diamond of Real Madrid would have opened up if we had the normal flat 4-3-3 situation with a single pivot. And you also talk about, oh, these guys cannot play as a single pivot by themselves. These guys are professionals, by the way. And the reason why they're not playing that way is because they are told something different, right? So we need to bring back the width, right? And also another thing that the problem I have with our players is because a lot of times we lose the ball deeply in this situation, which is ultimately what happened against Real Madrid, right? Because the nearest option is a pivot, right? So now when these guys press, like look what Jude Bellingham did. He played Vinicius in behind, right? Normally we take too many risks because the guys that are good on the ball are playing deeper. So they're going to be on the ball constantly. You need these guys to be a little bit higher up. And if we lose the ball here, then you have somebody that can cover that up. And if the guys cannot play that way, we need to teach them how to play like that. They are professionals. They train every day. So stop with these nonsense. Oh, this guy cannot play pivot. Oh, that guy cannot be a one-on-one winger. Teach them how to do that. That's what coaching are there for. You teach them how to do that. So we need to bring back the width, guys. The reason why I wouldn't press high with Robert Lewandowski, and I think it's obvious for everybody, Robert Lewandowski is not so quick like he used to be, right? So I would rather have him sit off maybe in a deeper situation on the pivot of the opposition, or even have him go press the goalkeeper and then maybe a 4-4-1-1 situation, right? You can't have Robert Lewandowski pressing because if he puts pressure, he's not that quick. So this guy can pick a pass, right? And the moment they bypass the first wave of pressure, now Barcelona has to reset, right? I would rather have somebody like Ferran Torres maybe come up and have Pedri or whoever is like a midfielder defend on the wing, and rather have Ferran Torres doing the pressing, because I don't know if you guys have noticed how fun it is to watch Ferran Torres do the pressing, right? And then you have Robert Lewandowski sitting on the deepest player and let Ferran Torres do the pressing, right? And then these guys can all come up. So the moment the opposition wants to go to one side of the pitch, everybody can just shift over. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what's things that a manager or coach has to look at. You can't press high with Robert Lewandowski, who's not that quick. He's not that fast. Let's just be honest, right? So you can't expect to have an effective press if you have somebody like Robert Lewandowski. And I'm sorry, I wouldn't press high with somebody like him. So I would rather have Ferran Torres defend with him, or just let Ferran Torres simply just replace him anyway, right? So we need to look at different ways to defend. Maybe if the ball goes to the one side, we all just shift over, and then you have Ferran Torres do the pressing, right? But now Ferran Torres has to play constantly, right? If it's Joao Felix, on the other side, Joao Felix can do that. But don't press high with Robert Lewandowski. I'm just honest there with you guys. I wouldn't press high with him. And the other thing is, why do we constantly have to press high? Why don't we just sit off in a normal mid block, let the opposition come forward, and then we look to exploit the space that is in behind them. So let them come out of their build up, and then we can look to press in a mid block. Why don't we try that to make it easy to stay compact? That is the days of Ernesto Valverde. He used to do that. But right, we want to press high, and then we don't get the ball. And if we do get the ball, we circulate the ball around, we start to build up again, right? So let's sit in the mid block, let them come out from the build up pressure, we defend, all right, make it difficult for them, let's stay compact, and the moment we get the ball, you get it in behind, right? So I wouldn't press high with Robert Lewandowski. So bringing back the space on either side of the wings is going to be so important, and this is going to give Barcelona structure, because you can achieve this with the 3-2-5 situation and the 2-3-5 situation, right? Where I would prefer, when we have the 3-5 situation, you can easily have the center back going forward, right? And there you have the triangle with the free 8 and the fullback on that side. But I think a safer option might be one of the pivots go create that triangle on that side, right? The same on this side. But however, if you have the 2-3-5 situation, you might not be able to pick 3 center backs. So I think the safer option would be, let's have this box midfield, but at the same time, let's use the pivots to go and create those triangles on either side of the pitch. You will be able to manipulate the opposition in so many ways. So when the pivot is actually going to create that triangle, on the other side, we can use the likes of Koundé. And we all know how good Koundé can be when he wants to. So this 3-2-5 situation can also then shift into a 2-3-5 situation. And we all know with this situation, you have diamonds and triangles all over the pitch. So Barcelona needs to do this. We need to get back to the basics. Let's use the 3-2-5 situation. Let's use the pivots to create those triangles on either side of the pitch. We can use Koundé. And Koundé has been so consistently good when he played as a fullback, right? So the movement, if Pedri goes back, then we can have Varane inverting, and then you have Koundé overlapping. How many times have we seen that? And we need movement, right? So for an example, if you go to the right hand side where the pivot is also keeping a triangle with Balde and of course the free 8, if Roberto goes to the ball, for an example, Balde needs to be inverting, and then Gundogan needs to be prepared to overlap, right? So it's not necessarily the position that matters, it's the movement that matters. So those two ways, easily. We can use Koundé on the right, we can use a pivot on the left. And these are the kind of things that a coach needs to think about. And I don't think Xavi thinks about this. And I'm not saying I'm more clever than Xavi. It's easy for me to judge from here. But guys, these are small changes that we can bring in to change Barcelona completely and make Barcelona great again, right? So we need to bring back the width. We need to start pressing differently. And we also need to bring back the triangles on either side of the wings and bring back that box midfield. So at the same time, before I forget, if you use the situation, you can have still at all times have your 4 players in the center, right? So we would have matched Real Madrid this way, but at the same time we would have outnumbered them if we had the 3-2-5 situation against Vinicius and Rodrigo, right? And then we could have used Koundé to pull Cruz out of position, and then you have a 2-on-1 situation right there. But these are the things that coaches has to look at, and these are the things that make coaches great. Small changes, guys. Small changes. However, guys, please do let me know down in the comment section, what do you guys think what Barcelona's problems are. You can also name 1, 2, and 3 if you want to. And if you made it this far in the video, please comment Xavi stay or Xavi out. If you want him to stay, comment Xavi stay. And if you want him out, please do comment Xavi out if you want either of the two. As always, guys, please do subscribe to the channel. Let's help the family grow. And I'm going to post a lot more than I know I haven't been posting recently, but I'm back. We're going to post a lot. So please do subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.